going a little bit late tonight. Took a power nap. Justin's here. To make sure this board is nice and clear. So if anybody tunes in, I'll check the comments, but I will be uploading this. Try to adjust this a little bit here. So I'm going to start this by talking about signs. Signs are symbols. Symbols are sounds. Symbols make sounds. Signs show direction. And now with direction, we're directing shun. It's going to be seen as Zion or science, right? So now we also see noise directing noise. And then we also see shun the other way. So shun is no noise. Ready to rock. Just getting warmed up here. I was thinking about direction and motion. And then I was listening to a talk on Mu Shin. Mu Shin is elimination of things not necessary for ease of function and movement. So it deals with motion. Well, it's Chinese and it's Mu Shin. So how do we see all these correlations with words in different languages? Let me get busy here. Let's get this going. So when we start the alphabet, so they call it the living language. So we look at the language is filled with symbols. Damn, let me fix this light a little bit. So I've got a bunch of crazy epiphanies wrote down here, so let's see if I get it. So we say in the beginning, we know that the alphabet starts with A. So I started my screenshot with Ace. And there used to be a band called Ace of Base. And they had a song, I Saw the Sign. So we look at Ace. When we look at the Ace hardware, the Ace hardware symbol, they have like a cup right here in the C. So we know that Ace, interesting, equals 2, man. Damn. And Ace is the high card and the low card. It's 1 or 11. Two represents movement, because without 2 there's no movement. So the second letter is B. So dealing with sounds, with symbols. So we have bass. So we put the movement in front of the ace. We got bass. think of the phoenix rising from fire, because that was Saab. Saab was the car from Sweden. They use that emblem. So I'm going to get a little bit into that with the M. So dealing with the motion here. So this channel's about recognizing patterns and frequencies and decoding. So I've been seeing a lot of So whenever you enter a town or city, whatever, you have welcome to or whatever, the signs are always shaped like a book. So when you're into, which makes me think of Reading. And then, yeah, it looks about right for the screen. I'm working with a kind of a ghetto stand here. Let's get this a little better. All right, I'm not touching my phone. I'm going to leave that there. All right, so we look at, like I was saying, about words and letters dealing with direction. So when you look at the B dealing with a movement, it also looks like a note, a musical note. Which in note we also have tone, which is like two and one. 2 and 1 together is tone. And what I'm getting at is when you enter a town, you have these symbols. As they say, to be or not to be. So when we look at high and low, we're also dealing with the halo. And, this has to do with frequencies and vibration. And a word I can't think of, but I'll come back on that one. Basically, vibratory frequencies and balancing vibratory frequencies. So nothing moves without percussion. And when we're dealing with moves, we're dealing with repercussions. And then when you sleep or you get knocked out, they call it a concussion. So it's a KO. And they ask if you're okay. Or it's a TKO, which is a total knockout. We also see talk, like TikTok. And we know that talk is hypnotic, or spelling is spelling. So spellbound. So we're binding. Even when you look at the word bind, it's like two C's. Like we see like a split C that's bound. Which I'm going to get into that too. But on the TKO thing, this is deep. This shit is really deep. So we see TikTok. Shout out to Valerie for dropping some epiphanies on TikTok and sparked some of my own too here with the letter T and K. So when we talk about T and K, when we talk, we also see alk, like alchemy, or we write with chalk. But we also see in between the T and the K, the A and the L, which is the 1 and the 1. So it's kind of like vibration. And then when we look at the K to the side, that's the pause symbol, which is also the 11th, and we know that's really deep. So we look at the T. Another way of writing this too with the K. So when we look at these angles, we can see this one right here. If we turn it this way, we can also see the letter T, just like here. Well, we could also see like bird wings. So 2 is movement. You can see in the letter 2 the fluidity of the 2 and how it kind of moves like a spiral. And then K is 11, which equals 2. So if we look at like 0, and you do the math on which letter, Z is 8 because it's 26, E is 5, R 19, which is 1, right? And O is 15, which is 6. They're 4, 5, and 6 equals 11. I'm sorry. 13, 4, 1, 5. 9 and 6. What am I looking at here? 1 equals 0 or 0 equals 1. I had a brain hiccup here. Damn. 8, 5 is 34. And 18, which is 9. That's where I messed up. I was putting 19 instead of 18. So 4, that's 34. And so, yeah, so it equals 1, 0, which equals 1. So 0 equals 1. Damn, that took me a minute. So another way of looking at this too, with the movement, when you look at the T like this and the K sideways, how it was like bird wings, yeah. Like this. Go into my notes. It was something like that. Hang on, I just wrote this down. So when we look at the alphabet, we know we're dealing with 26 letters, which is 8. So when we play pool is breaking the 8. And we set it up like a triangle. The triangle is, I cut my fingers, so I got my stuff here. The triangle is basically the A. Break the 8. And we know that 8 can also be spelled with an A, which is 18. we're dealing with the high ball and the low ball. So we got stripe and we got solids. So we're dealing with the high and the low as well. Work with a little background noise here. I got an air conditioner. So when we look at the word break, BR is 11, and then we got ache. But when we look at the symbols, we got the same symbol turn, and then we have something that resembles a rib. Which now, when you look at that, if you look at a wheel block, like a wheel block, that actually looks like a break. And then you have ache, like heartache, or see a couple things here. When you look at the 11 and ache too, we see lake. So we heard this lake of fire. This makes me think of the phoenix rising from the fire. And then we look at 2, 11 equals 2. We got 2. 2 ache is almost like take. Check it. This gets so freaking deep. So if you stuck with my my symbolism this far, it's gonna get deeper. Oh, everybody tuning into this shit? What the fuck, man? Let me do this.